Hello, welcome to St Hugh's Children's Church Online. I hope that you are well, that you are having lots of fun at home, learning things, being creative, having fun in the garden. Today we are going to listen to a story from the Old Testament, and I've got a sort of craft activity for you to do at home, and I'm going to remind you of our weekly challenges, and we're going to pray together. So let's get started. Let's get all our wiggles out. Are you comfortable? Brilliant. So today's story is all about a man named Abraham and his wife called Sarah. They actually have different names in part of the story. They were called Abram and Sarai, and then they changed to Abraham and Sarah. But for today, we're going to call them Abraham and Sarah because otherwise I'll just get all confused. So it's a story from the Old Testament, and Old Testament is anything that happened before Jesus came to earth as a baby. And so Abraham and his wife, they had lots of people that worked for them. They had lots of animals. They were quite wealthy people, and they were living in this one area. And one day God told them that he wanted them to move. The area that they were living in actually was quite a nice area. It produced enough crops for them to eat. The soil was good, so that animals thrived. There was good water supply. Why would anyone want to move from that? But do you know the difference is that Abraham trusted in God. And because Abraham trusted in God, he knew that God had a reason that he wanted him to move to a new place. He didn't need to know that reason. He just trusted that that was what God wanted him to do. So he packed up everything, and him and his wife, and he even took his nephew along, and they started moving along. And so they went to different places. His nephew got in trouble at one point, and Abraham had to mount a rescue mission, and he took some of his trained men that he got like an army, and he managed to rescue Lot, and he sorted all these problems out. And Lot, his nephew, and Abraham's people didn't get on, so then he ended up splitting up from Lot, and Lot went in a different direction. But Abraham kept going where God told him to go, and eventually Abraham settled where God had told him to. And this place was beautiful, and it tells us in the Bible that it was a land of milk and honey, and it just means that it was just really fruitful. It had absolutely everything that anyone could want, and it was beautiful. And so Abraham settled there. Now the thing with Abraham was he and his wife Sarah were actually quite old. I mean, like old, like great-great-grandparent old, that kind of age. Nearly 100, and they'd never been able to have babies, and this made Abraham and Sarah really sad. But they still trusted in God, and they'd got lots of people that they could leave all of their stuff to when they died. And then one day God told Abraham, I want you to go and I want you to look up at the stars in the sky. And so Abraham did that, and God said, see all those stars? Just too many to count. You are going to have descendants like that many. That seems a bit puzzling because a descendant is part of your family. So what God was saying was, you see all of those stars in the sky, there's that many that you can't count them. Abraham, your family is going to be that big that you can't be able to count them, that it's just going to be so many people. And Abraham went, but how, God? I don't have any children. My wife and I are just too old to have children. I can't have that family that you're talking about. And God said, Abraham, trust in me. And so he did. And so Abraham and Sarah got on with life. Now, Abraham had a baby with another lady, and that baby was called Ishmael. But God said, Abraham, that's not the baby that I'm talking about. The baby that I'm talking about that's going to have all of these children, that's going to be more than the number of the stars in the sky, that's the baby that you're going to have with Sarah. Abraham was like, but how can it be? Sarah's nearly 100 years old. So am I. We can't possibly have a baby. And so they carried on their lives. And then one day, God sent 3 visitors to visit Abraham and Sarah. And while they were there, Abraham treated them well. They welcomed them, they gave them food and water, and they gave them somewhere to rest. And the 3 visitors said, Abraham, God is going to give you a child. Sarah is going to have a baby. And do you know what happened? There was lots and lots and lots of laughter. Who can do the biggest laugh now? I want you to find it in your belly. I want you to go, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. Can you do your biggest laughs for me now? Have a go. That's brilliant. Sarah was laughing. Why do you think Sarah was laughing? She knew that she was too old to have a baby, that it just wasn't possible. And so she was laughing because it just seemed so ridiculous what these men were saying. But do you know what? Nothing's impossible with God, is it? Sarah found out that she was pregnant and she was going to have a baby. How amazing is that? That is something that we call a miracle, where something seems so impossible that it can't possibly happen, but God can make it happen because God is all powerful. Sarah had that baby and they named that baby Isaac. And do you know what Isaac means? It means laughter. You see, Abraham and Sarah, it didn't seem possible that they could possibly have a child, but God moves in impossible ways and he makes them possible. He's a God of miracles and he can do anything. Well done for listening to the story today. You did really well. So I've got something to show you today, something that I've made. I've made something with lots and lots of stars on. Hopefully you can see it. And these stars are all my family. Now, family isn't just the people that we're related to by blood, is it? Family can be people that we love, that we spend our lives with, that we do life with. And so today I want you to make lots and lots of stars. So hopefully you've got some paper and some scissors and a pen at home. And I want you to make stars for as many people as you can think of that you love, that are part of your family. And I want you to do 1 star per person and write their name on it. What I want you to do then is I want you to stick these stars around. Now, I've stuck mine on a big piece of paper just because I couldn't hold all the stars in my hands to show you. But what you can do is stick the stars all around. Maybe you could stick them on the ceiling if your parents let you. And I want you to use these so that you can pray for all of the people that you love that maybe you can't see right at the minute. So on my sheet, there's like my mum and my dad, my nieces are on there, my best friend is on here and her family. And do you know what, even the cat is on here because I miss seeing the cat. And it's a bit sad. It's not just people we miss, is it? It can be the cats and the dogs and the rabbits and the monkeys, anything that we miss. So I want you to do that and then I want you to stick them around. And then you're going to be able to use these stars to pray for your family. We can pray for our family even when we don't see them. And we can trust in God like Abraham did, knowing that he is with them. That he loves all of us and that at some point we'll be able to see each other again. So that's your challenge, your challengey craft for today is to do all your stars and stick them around and use them for prayer. So who can remember what our challenges were this week? So there were 3. Number 1 was do something for God. And number 2, do something for others. And number 3, do something for yourself. So today, instead of having questions about the story, we're going to pause for a minute at each of those points. And we're going to think about if we have done them, brilliant. Let's write down what we've done. Or if we've not done them, think of ways that we're going to be able to do them this week. So you're going to need a pen and a piece of paper to do this bit and probably your adult. So number 1, what have you done for God this week? Pause the video now and have a chat about it. Number 2. What have you done for someone else this week? Have you done something for someone else this week? Pause the video now. And number 3, what have you done for yourself this week? Pause the video now. Well done, everyone. That's brilliant. I'm sure that you're coming up with some awesome ideas. I've got some photos to show you tomorrow of people that have started to send stuff into me. Remember that it's really good to share with one another. So if you send me pictures or if you've written anything, just send it in to me at my email address and I'll be able to share with everyone on here. So we're going to pray now. Let's close our eyes. Oh, dear God, we thank you that you are the God of the impossible, that you make all things possible. We thank you that you love us, that you want us to be able to have lots and lots of family and friends. We thank you for all of them, the people that we can't see right now. Help us to remember them, to pray for them, and to keep in touch in amazing ways that technology means we can. Please help us to be patient this week, to remember to trust in you, to know that some things happen really quickly and some things take a long time. Please help us to remember to love other people, to love ourselves, but most importantly, to love you. We pray that you would keep us all safe. In Jesus' name, amen. Well done, everyone. So I'll be back tomorrow with a story from the New Testament and another challenge for you. Take care. God bless. Bye.